Well, Therapeutic Recreation Services of Roanoke Valley serves adults with disabilities in Roanoke County, Roanoke City, and Salem, and we also serve youth with disabilities with multiple developmental disabilities throughout the Roanoke Valley as well. Being able to participate in our programs gives participants the support to be as independent as possible. So working towards goals, yes, but it's also a confidence component to create an environment where the participants can feel comfortable with themselves and with the people around them so they can try new things and be as independent as possible.
At Therapeutic Recreation Services, we offer programs in 4 different program areas: wellness and fitness, cultural arts, life skills, and outdoors and trips. Wellness and fitness programs are things like fitness club or HydroFit, and also outdoor fitness classes like biking on the Greenway, or it could even be something like yoga or aerobics. Our cultural arts programs are expressive arts, such as our Expressions with Gwen class or a photography class. It possibly could be ceramics or pottery, jewelry making, and then it's also outings to different museums or even performing arts. Our life skills programs could be things like cooking classes where participants are learning to cook healthy meals, or it could be a dinner out somewhere where the focus is on money handling skills and how to act appropriately in a social and a community setting. A lot of our programs are focused on community integration and showing our participants how they can be more involved in their communities and what are the different opportunities they have. In outdoors and trips, we may offer things like rock climbing and canoeing or even hikes. And then we also take overnight trips. A few examples of places that we have been are places like Hershey, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., Virginia Beach. And this really provides a unique opportunity for our participants to gain the knowledge and the skills and the confidence to vacation and travel on their own one day.
There really isn't a lot of difference between a general recreation program department and therapeutic recreation. For us, Therapeutic Recreation Services, we do provide transportation for our participants as well as support staff to help with type of accommodations or adaptations that individual participants may need. But other than that, we really try to offer a lot of the same programs that you would find in a general recreation program guide.
Well, it's not just play, because every program that we offer has some sort of therapeutic goal behind it. So, for example, we talk about, the best example I have is Movie Club, where looking at it from the outside, it's just a group of people going to the movies. But we work on specific skills with our participants, like money handling skills. If they want to buy popcorn, explaining to them that popcorn is much more expensive at the movie theater than it is if you were to maybe buy it at the grocery store. We also talk about self-advocacy. So if you're at the movies and somebody kicks your seat or somebody's talking, how do you ask them to be quiet? How do you kind of stick up for yourself in those instances? So there's always a purpose behind everything that we do. Well, our goal in therapeutic recreation is to work ourselves off a job. So we want the participants to learn the skills so they can do them without TRS support. So one of the great things that we've done is we have a program called Mingle, which is a social club for young adults. And one of the best stories I got was 2 of the participants ended up calling each other up, setting a date to go see a movie, and they did it completely independent, and they had learned those skills from the program. So that's what our hope is. We hope that they will learn the skills that they need with us so they can go do it without us.
Just go out into the community, and nobody even really knows that they're out with programs and all. They're just out having fun, just like we would be. It's helped him get around to where I'm able to let him go out with his friends and I don't have to worry. And yeah, he's more independent. He takes off now and just leaves me. He doesn't like to get his hands dirty. And I had him in a program for 16 years and he never took gloves off. He comes here and 2 weeks later, he's picking up a night crawler in the garden. Kristen, just me seeing her out there with him with the tomato plants and him touching the dirt, and then when she come with me and showed me the picture of him holding that worm, I don't know which one was more excited. Probably me. He loves it here and I love it, and I think if we didn't have this program, we wouldn't have a whole lot for our population.
ACE is an 8-week day summer camp for kids with multiple disabilities. So these are kiddos who would not be successful in an inclusion setting. So they have either behavioral requirements where they need a specific structure, they need specific support, or they have medical conditions where they need somebody to be with them at all times. But we also have some campers who grew up with ACE. When they were younger, they needed that additional support, and now that they're a little bit older, they don't necessarily need the environment that ACE provides, but because it's their culture, it's their environment, they choose to attend. We kind of have like counselor and trainings for some of the older campers that have been in camp in a while. So it's a therapeutic recreation summer camp where all the activities that we provide have some sort of benefit to the campers. We work with them on their IEP goals, so we do fine motor, shape recognition, colors, gross motor, but then we also do leisure education so they can work towards independent leisure. The most recent example that I have of a camper reaching their goal, and it was awesome, is we had a new camper come in who's on the autism spectrum and very quiet, had language but didn't really talk and wasn't really interested in interacting with other people. And last summer during the talent show, he got up on stage in front of all of his peers and some of the campers' family members and sang for us. And it was fantastic to see him hold the microphone in front of everybody and sing the song, and he was so proud of himself, and he knew that the staff were proud of him. It was fantastic. Well, the goals of ACE are really to provide an environment for kids with multiple disabilities to really learn through play and explore through play. So we create an environment where it's safe for them to try new things. But as your example for going down the slide, there's a lot of different ways that we could do that. We could create an environment where we start out with smaller slides and build them up to a bigger slide, depending on if they have a physical disability, for example, we may support them by having a camper slide down with the staff behind them holding that support. There's a lot of different things we could do, especially for sliding. We go to Pump It Up Party, which is an inflatable place, and so there are different levels of slides in that, and so we work towards that component. There's also the gross motor awareness of climbing up to get to that point where you get to slide down. So we work on all of those components in different areas to get them where they're comfortable, but it's also building confidence. A lot of our campers, their parents are unsure if they're able to do certain things, and so with the support that we have from our staff, we create an environment where the parents know that they're going to have staff with them to help them achieve that goal one-on-one or two-on-one, depending on what their needs are, so that they can take those risks and try new things.
One of the biggest things for me is I don't want her treated any different. You know, I feel like they do that. So if anything, seeing these, I hate to call them strangers because they're really not. I mean, but you know, these people every year there's new people that come in. You know, seeing that these young people work with her and do things that in the past only family has done. She's able to get in the swimming pool when they go swimming every week. You know, they put her in the swimming pool and you know they're holding her. They've taken her down the slides at Pump It Up. You know, so many things that they certainly wouldn't have to do, but they do. They make the changes that they need to make sure that she can do what everybody else is doing. She's in school. You know, she gets her therapy. She gets everything that she needs, and in that school setting. But during the summer, if it wasn't for ACE, she wouldn't get those things. And I just want to make sure that she continues as she gets older. I want to make sure that she continues to go swimming. She continues to play games.
Though I've been a long way now, I have seen my share of doubt. All my journeys start tonight when your highway leads my mind. Nothing ever felt so sweet than when our hearts they first did meet. Oh, you always eased my soul, ever upwards we